announcing the arrival of the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Distinguished delegates, may we rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please. Thank you very much. May we have our seats, Your Excellencies. Members of the National Assembly in our midst, the senators and the members of the House of Representatives, our amiable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Olorogun Festus Keamo, SAN, Commander of the Order of the Niger, the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, directors in the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, the representatives of the African Civil Aviation Commission's Secretary General, the representative of the Regional Director of ICAO WACAF region. Allow me also salute the presence of the DG of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, the DG of the Cabo Verde Civil Aviation Authority, the DG of the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority, and our amiable chief host, the DG of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, the DG of the Sierra Leonean Civil Aviation Authority, ably represented, the DG of the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority, the DG of the Guinea Civil Aviation Authority, the Executive Director of the BANJUL Accord Group Aviation Safety Oversight Organization, the Commissioner of BANJUL Accord Group Accident Investigation Agency, Director of the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, the representatives of NAMA, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, that's the ANSP, the representative of the NSIB, the Safety Investigation Bureau, our amiable Registrar of African Aviation and Aerospace Aviation University here. Allow me welcome the spokesman of the Airline Operators of Nigeria, Professor, you're welcome. Allow me welcome aviation professionals in our midst, aviation experts in our midst, aviation inspectors in our midst, and our amiable delegates to the 18th plenary and also Council of Ministers of BAG. You may wish to want to know what is the meaning of BAG. It's the BANJUL Accord Group. Why the BANJUL? In 1997, some aviation professionals felt the need that the coessence of ICAO, which is about civil aviation global, can be more achieved, more attained, more celebrated, and the essence of it doable if synergy is created, if cohesion is created, that within the sovereign states, sharing ideas, comparing notes, agreeing together, journeying together under one uniform harmonization of regulations and standards and visions will help the African state. They sat together and came up with an agreement establishing the BANJUL Accord Group. Why BANJUL? Perhaps because it was in the Gambia. And in 2004, the agreement was signed and the journey started. And this beautiful bag is giving birth to two wonderful agencies. One is the Regional Safety Oversight Organization called BAGASO, BANJUL Accord Group Aviation Safety Oversight Organization, headed by our amiable Executive Director, Madam Ms. Silva Rodriguez, and BAGAYA, which is the Accident Investigation Agency, the one and only of it within the African continent, headed by one of our own, Engineer Charles Irikefe. What is the essence of the plenary? That we have a lot of introspection to do. Well, we need to compare notes. We need to look at the agreements because it's organic. There may be a need to retweak. There may be a need to add. There may be a need to subtract. And that's why we're gathered in this beautiful capital of Nigeria. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome us to this all-important plenary, the 18th plenary of the BAG member states, involving the 7 states within the African sub-region of Cape Verde, Guinea, Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and our wonderful state, Nigeria. Our dear delegates, welcome you to this beautiful country of over 200 million people, with our diversity being our strength. As we journey in this 3-day occasion, you may want to explore and see the beauty of our country, Nigeria, the heart of Africa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome us to this occasion as I invite the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority for his welcome address, the one and only Captain Chris Najomo. Celebrate him, please.
The Chairman, Senate and House Committees on Aviation, the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo-San, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Director Generals of Civil Aviation of BAG States, Secretary General, African Civil Aviation Commission, AFCAC, Regional Director, ICAO WACAF, the BAG Secretariat, heads of aviation agencies, representatives of international and sub-regional organizations, owners and accountable managers of service providers, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Ekaro, Sanunku Dedua, Ndo. It is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to Abuja, the capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one of the occasion of the 18th plenary session and Council of Ministers meeting of the BANJUL Accord Group of States. On behalf of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority and indeed the entire Nigerian aviation community, I extend our warmest greetings and sincere appreciations to our visiting brothers and sisters who have traveled from near and far to be part of this important event. Your presence here reaffirms our shared commitment to advancing aviation safety, security, regulatory harmonization, and sustainable development across our region. This unwavering commitment did not start today. We may recollect that fateful day on the 30th of June 2009 when the ministers responsible for civil aviation in the 7 BAG states, on the invitation of the President of the ICAO Council and the Secretary General of ICAO, signed the agreement documents for the establishment of the Bagasso and Bagaya. That the entire process of developing those frameworks documents took less than 5 months was an astonishing feat in itself and spoke highly of the level of commitment shown by the BAG states towards strengthening a collective approach to resolving safety and safety oversight deficiencies in the sub-region. Fast forward to today, and Nigeria, with a deep sense of pride, gladly hosts this 18th plenary, which further serves as an opportunity to not only reflect on our collective achievements, but also renew our focus on the challenges ahead. Challenges that stem from infrastructure gaps and personal shortages to emerging safety risk and an imperative of digital transformation in aviation. The BAG continues to serve as a beacon of sub-regional cooperation, and it's inspiring to witness the progress that we've made together in ensuring a safe, secure, efficient, and environmentally responsible air transport sector in the line with the No Country Left Behind initiative by ICAO. Nigeria, being a driving force in the sub-region group, remains steadfast in its fervent support of the laudable objectives of BAG and is committed to playing an active and constructive role in seeing the realization of such air transport sector in West Africa and beyond. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we converge, let us use this platform to engage candidly, share experiences, and align our efforts in a spirit of unity and purpose. While we chart a bold path forward of our BAG in particular, and Africa and global aviation in general, let us keep our eyes on the prize, a safe, secure, and unified sector in West Africa. I trust that your time in Abuja will be both productive and enjoyable. It is our hope that you take time out to experience the warmth and hospitality Nigeria and Nigerians have to offer in abundance. On this note, once again, I warmly welcome you to this beautiful day. Before I say thank you and God bless, I'd like to extend my congratulations to the Acting Director General of Ghana Civil Aviation. I remember when I was Director DHR, he was Director DHR, I was appointed acting, and now he's appointed acting. I pray that you'll be confirmed one day. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Let's celebrate the DG Nigeria, please. Captain Chris Najamo. If you love the DG CAA Nigeria, one round of applause for him. If you think he's doing well and he should maintain runway heading, clap for him again. Whilst the DG was giving the opening remarks, we have from the legislature a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic who is standing in for the Senate Committee Chairman on Aviation. Join me, welcome Senator Augustine Akobondu. One round of applause for him, please. Other members of the House of Reps in our midst and the Senate, we salute your presence. The beauty of your being here will help the aviation family in Nigeria move faster, because the more you know exactly what we do, the more they approve us on our budget. Celebrate them, please. At this juncture, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite the head of the BAG Secretariat, His Excellency, the DG Gambia Civil Aviation Authority, Fanso Bojan. Celebrate him, please.
I use this mic.
Yes.
Thank you very much, MC. Good morning. Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Secretary General, African Civil Aviation Commission, representative of ICAO Regional Director for West and Central Africa, representative of European Union Aviation Safety Agency, Director General, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Directors General, Chief Executive Officers, Managing Directors, and representatives of aviation institutions in BAG member states, Executive Director Bagasso, Commissioner Bagaya, Director of Transport ECOWAS, senior government officials of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished guests, members of press, ladies and gentlemen. As we gather for the 18th plenary session of BANJUL Accord Group, I'm deeply honored to welcome you all to this August gathering on behalf of the group and the BAC Secretariat. We are grateful to everyone for taking time off their busy schedules to attend this very important meeting, which is a clear indication of our collective commitment to the ideals of BAC and the desire to ensure its continued success for the growth of aviation in our region in a safe and secure manner. Members of the BAC family join me in expressing profound appreciation to the Honorable Minister, the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for not only hosting this meeting, but doing so in a grand style as usual, something we've grown to get used to. We are particularly thankful to the Director General of Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority for all the work and support in putting together this event. We must admit that since our arrival, the hospitality accorded to the participants has been absolutely exemplary. Honorable Minister, distinguished delegates, guests, ladies and gentlemen, BAC has come a long way since its inception. When the founding fathers met in Banjul nearly 3 decades ago, they pioneered a course that has significantly contributed to the advancement of civil aviation, not only in our region, but indeed in the industry as a whole. The pioneers recognized the importance of air transport liberalization as a vehicle for regional integration and economic growth. Despite the fact that a lot of progress has been made, more needs to be done if we are to unlock the enormous potentials of our industry. Through our concerted efforts, we have been able to establish and sustain 2 regional organizations, BANJUL Accord Group, Aviation Safety Oversight Organization, which is resident in Abuja, and BANJUL Accord Group Aviation Accident Investigation Agency, resident in Cape Verde. These RSO and the RIO have tremendously enhanced aviation safety in our region and have become models not just in our region but beyond, as is constantly used as a reference point for other regions within the ICAO family. It is gratifying to note that as a group, we have been able to further the dreams and aspirations of the founding fathers of this group, and through the process pulled our industry out of the abyss that it once found itself in and placed it in a pedestal of hope on which it rests today. However, our existence as a group and its agencies is under threat by serious funding challenges which we must address as member states. We must work together and find solutions to the challenge, which is surmountable and is fundamental to the continued success of the group. We must remember that as members, we owe it to our founding fathers to ensure continued existence and success of the group. We keenly await the recommendations of the subcommittee that was set up to look at the sustainable funding mechanisms for BAC and its organizations, as this is crucial to our continued success. On a final note, I wish to strongly encourage service providers such as airlines, airport operators, air navigation service providers, among others, to become full members of the group as envisioned by our founding fathers and encapsulated in the BAC agreement. The service providers play a key role in the development of the air transport industry in our region. We have now developed a mantra: service providers must take their right place in BAC, which is aimed at encouraging them to become full members in line with the aspirations of our founding fathers. It is my prayer that we would have very fruitful discussions and stimulating discussions at that will lead to impactful solutions. I thank you so much for your kind attention.
ICAO has regional offices headed by regional directors. You may wish to know the meaning of ICAO is the International Civil Aviation Organization, a body under the United Nations with about 193 countries as members. This morning, we have ICAO Regional Director ably represented here. Join me welcome Mr. Rene Taveras for his remarks. Celebrating, please. Whilst he's coming, let me especially celebrate the Acting Commissioner, Accident Investigationer, Ghana, John Womboti. We celebrate you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all. Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Nigeria. Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Nigeria. Captain Chris Najomo, Director General, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, hosting the plenary. Mr. Fansu Boja, Head of BAC Secretariat, Director General of Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. Director General of Civil Aviation Authority, CEOs, and Accident Investigation Authorities, Commissioners of BAC states. Madam Gelda Silva, Bagaso Executive Director. Engineer Charles Erikefe Erwe, BAG Commissioner, distinguished participant, esteemed members of the BANJUL Accord Group, and honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to represent Mr. Romain Ekoto, ICAO Regional Director for the Western and Central African Office, and to address this esteemed gathering. On behalf of ICAO's President of the Council, Mr. Salvatore Sakitano, the Secretary General, Mr. Juan Carlos Salazar, and the entire ICAO fraternity, I extend my sincere gratitude for your invitation to participate in this pivotal 18th plenary of the BANJUL Accord Group. Your unwavering dedication to strengthening aviation safety, security, and regulatory oversight across your member state is truly commendable. As we come together to review and refine the legal instrument that underpin the regional cooperation, specifically the BAC, Bagaso, and Bagaya Agreement, I'm encouraged by the ongoing efforts to enhance your shared framework. The spirit of collaboration and diligent work being undertaken here promises a more resilient, harmonized, and sustainable aviation environment across the BAC member states. I would also like to highlight the recent validation workshop of the AFI-RSO study held in Kampala, Uganda, from April 28th to 30th, 2025, focused on the development of a strategic plan for supporting and strengthening RSOs and RIO in the AFI region. It was agreed that a three-phase approach, consolidation, maturation, and optimization, will guide AFI RSO development with the establishment of the dedicated task force to evaluate the study's recommendations and update the roadmap for implementation through 2035. Furthermore, the strengthening of regional cooperation in aircraft accident investigation remain a priority. The decision to establish a regional network of aircraft accident investigators, reaffirmed during the 10th RASC-AFI meeting in East London, South Africa, on November 7, 2024, exemplifies our collective commitment to improving safety. I would like to commend the valuable participation of Bagasso and Bagaya, whose contribution significantly advanced the success of the Kampala workshop and continue to propel our shared safety initiative forward. Together, through sustained collaboration, we are making tangible progress toward a safer, more efficient, and sustainable aviation industry for all nations in the region, while also working to ensure the long-term viability and effectiveness of our regional organizations. I look forward to our fruitful discussions, and I'm confident that the outcome of this plenary will lead to even greater shared successes, and we are eager to see you all at Victoria Falls for the 10th edition of the AFI Aviation Week. Thank you for your dedication and attention. Wishing you a productive and successful plenary.
Let's celebrate him, please. Amiable speakers, if you want the CA Nigeria and the Aviation Ministry's budget to be always approved, acknowledge the National Assembly, please, whilst you're speaking. I want to especially appreciate them for being here. Nobody claps with one hand. And that's why Africa is gathered today, West Africa is gathered today to clap by sharing responsibility. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's now the time to listen to ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States. The Director of Transport is ably represented by Madam Mariam Eswa. Celebrate her, please. After that, the Secretary General of African Civil Aviation Commission is going to be giving her remarks virtually.
Good morning, Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Director General, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, the Regional Director, ICAO, WACAF, the Secretary General, AFCAC, the Executive Director of Bagasso, distinguished guests, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to convey greetings and apologies on behalf of the Director of Transport, Mr. Chris Appiah, who was unable to attend this important event due to an executive assignment. With your permission, Honorable Minister, I would like to read his statement. It is both a privilege and a responsibility to address you today at this important gathering, which is the 18th plenary of the BANJUL Accord Group. First, allow me to convey greetings from ECOWAS President Mr. Omar Aliou Touré and those of Mr. Commissioner Sediko Duka, who is the Commissioner for Infrastructure, Energy and Digitalization. Today's meeting underscores our shared commitment to advancing air transport safety, security, and regional integration. We are not just representative of our nations or organizations. We are partners in a collective mission to strengthen the aviation sector for the benefit of our people. As you may know, on May 28, 2025, ECOWAS will mark 50th years of regional integration, anniversary that speaks to our steadfast progress. Throughout these decades, we have made significant strides promoting free movement of people and goods, resolving conflicts, and fostering cooperation in health, trade, agriculture, transport, and economic development. These achievements have laid a solid foundation for our regional unity. In the realm of aviation, we must recognize the notable progress made in enhancing safety and security across our member states. The recent adoption of the ECOWAS Supplementary Act, ASP 110212, relating to common rules on aviation security in ECOWAS member states, and Regulation C-Reg 1312-2024, relating to the common basic standards and measures applicable to aviation security in West Africa, demonstrate our commitment to harmonization. These measures approved during the ECOWAS Council of Ministers held in Abuja in December 2024, when fully implemented, will surely position us as regional leaders in aviation security. Aviation remains a crucial connector facilitating trade, supporting economic growth, and fostering regional integration. Our collective efforts to improve safety and security are vital to maintaining confidence among travelers and investors alike. The new regulations will help build trust and ensure our skies are safe for all. At this juncture, allow me to highlight some of the key achievements, which are standardized security protocols. Of course, the implementation of the regulation will ensure that all member states operate under common security standards aligned with ICAO, fostering mutual recognition and collaboration in tackling security threats. At capacity building initiatives, thanks to our partnership with Bagasso and with the program which was funded by the African Development Bank, which is the PASTACO, we have trained numerous aviation security personnel, prepared our states for ICAO audits, and equipped our agencies with essential operational tools. Regional cooperation and expertise sharing. We are going to establish a pool of aviation security experts within the ECOWAS region to address emerging threats, share best practices, and enhance our collective resilience. Currently, under the PASTACO program funded by the ADB, we are supporting capacity development in 7 member states, which are Cabo Verde, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, covering inspector training, aircraft certification, and equipment procurement. To date, almost all allocated funds have been utilized. That is for the first disbursement, with additional phase underway. Looking to the future, we must pursue the goal of establishing a single regional safety oversight organization, which will streamline our efforts and reinforce our commitment to harmonize standards in line with ECOWAS integration objectives. As we celebrate our successes, we must also confront ongoing challenges, which are the interoperability of systems, infrastructure gaps, and resource constraints. Our path forward relies on continued unity, resource sharing, and investment in innovative technologies. Permit me to close my remarks by calling on all stakeholders to sustain our spirit of collaboration and cooperation, drawing strength from ECOWAS and international partnerships to ensure our air transport is safe, secured, and efficient, and that will benefit our citizens and propel our region towards sustainable development. Thank you for your dedication, your support, and your unwavering commitment to regional aviation excellence. Thank you, merci, obrigado, edupe, dalu, mungode, jerejef.
Please celebrate ECOWAS for us. The beauty of this synergy is the fact that there's a possibility for us to have the single Africa air transport market by joining hands together and strengthening ourselves, agreeing that the team spirit is the way forward. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch to the African Civil Aviation Commission as we listen to the Secretary General of the AFCAC join us virtually for her goodwill remarks. Celebrate her, please. Funke Adejimo. Hello, Madam Funke.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, 5/5, shoot without bullet.
Excellent. All right. The Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development of Nigeria and the host for this important conference, my Honorable Minister Festus Keyamo, SAN, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament of Nigeria and other parliamentarians, the Directors General of Civil Aviation Authority present, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It really is with great honor and commitment to Africa's aviation that I address this esteemed gathering of ministers and technical experts of the BANJUL Accord Group, the leaders that are shaping the trajectory of air transport in the 7 nations of the BANJUL Accord Group, bound not only by geography, but also by a shared destiny of integration, cooperation, and prosperity. Air transport is not just a mode of mobility. It is a strategic enabler of economic growth, regional integration, and sustainable development. Collectively, the aviation sector in Africa supports over 7 million jobs and contributes more than 72 billion to the continent's GDP. A large proportion of that arises from the BANJUL Accord Group. And therefore, aviation is a lifeline for this group of countries, connecting our people, opening up our economies to tourism and trade, and offering a fast lane to global and regional competitiveness. Allow me to share some perspectives with you. Collectively, the BANJUL Accord Group states contribute over 15 billion annually to the continent's aviation GDP footprint. Air transport supports over 650,000 direct and indirect jobs across these 7 countries. Tourism, closely tied to aviation, accounts for more than 7% of the GDP in Cabo Verde, over 5% in Gambia, and growing influence in Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. And of course, Nigeria alone represents one of the largest aviation markets on the continent, with over 17 million passengers annually, and a fast-growing domestic and international air transport network. Ghana has become a strategic hub for West Africa, driven by its liberal policy environment and aviation infrastructure investments. And Cabo Verde's air connectivity has made it a tourism hotspot, with air transport representing over 75% of all international arrivals. In spite of these gains, our skies still remain fragmented. Bilateral restrictions, high taxes, fees, charges, and protectionist tendencies continue to limit our collective potential. And this is why domesticating the Yamoussoukro decision and fully implementing the Single African Air Transport Market, the SATAM, is not optional. It is urgent and it is a necessity. The economic case is clear. A liberalized Africa could yield an additional 155,000 jobs and add 1.4 billion to the GDP of these participating countries. And in the BAD region alone, this could translate to a 30% boost in passenger traffic, reduced fares, and expanded business and trade opportunities. These benefits are not theoretical. They are tangible, measurable, and already visible in states that have embraced the liberal skies. To fully unlock these benefits, we must go beyond the high-level commitments. We must urgently and boldly act to domesticate our air transport markets in accordance with your multilateral air service agreement amongst the BANJUL Accord states signed in 2004, in accordance with the Yamoussoukro decision and the Single African Air Transport Market, the SATAM frameworks. This is how we remove artificial barriers, lower costs, boost intra-African connectivity, and enhance our region's economic resilience. After all, only because of our borders is what is separating us. But in reality, we are one and the same people. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies,
Your Excellencies, I think there's a little glitch. Permit us to maintain where we're heading for another minute for her. I think she'll be able to join. It's one of the challenges we're having again in Africa, connectivity, even in terms of the IT systems. But while she's waiting, a critical aspect of the vision now, the SecGen is sharing.
Recording in progress. For the success of Bagasso and Bagaya. We work collaboratively with these two organizations in the areas of safety to support safety at all levels and in all domains, and jointly to render assistance to other African states, even outside of the BANJUL Accord group. This is a real success, and we would like the air transport elements in terms of liberalization to mirror the success of these initiatives. We would also like to commend Bagaya, being the only regional accident and investigation body in the whole of Africa, and the support that it provides to all of the other states of the continent. Just as we are seeing the successes in this area, we would like to continue to see the successes under SATA. In as much as the progress is being made, with over 100 new routes being developed across the continent in the past 2 years, and many of these artificial barriers being removed, we would like to see a lot more. And therefore, the call today is to urgently domesticate the SATAM provisions into your national policies and laws, to reform and align your masters fully with the SATAM and YD principles, to strengthen regulatory institutions to ensure safety, fair competition, and consumer protection, and to invest in infrastructure and skills to support the growing air traffic and youth employment. As I close, I would like to call on the BANJUL Accord Group to be known as the engine of SATAM implementation in West Africa and real progress for aviation across civil aviation and all domains for safety, security, and environment. Let us prove that when we open our skies to each other, we open our economies, we open our borders, and we open our hearts. A connected bag is a competitive bag, and a competitive bag is a prosperous Africa. Let us continue to work. Let action replace intention. Let policy meet implementation. Let the BAG states lead Africa's aviation renaissance. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to joining you on Thursday for the ministerial meeting. And thank you.
Thank you very much, the Secretary of the African Civil Aviation Commission, our own amiable sister and Amazon. SATIM is the vision. We must close hands together. Nobody claps with one hand. Within our region, to make connectivity possible, breaking the barriers and bending the barriers for a single airspace, and making sure that civil aviation becomes the pride of the people and the one and only acceptable first option as it relates to transportation. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must move fast. With the tailwind we have, because Aviation 001, the minister, I'm sure, has got a whole lot of other assignments to do. He's here, the permanent secretary is here, so the whole ministry is here, and no files are being treated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we must salute and celebrate the cooperation, the support, very robust support the legislature has given to the executive and making things work for the aviation in Nigeria. Without their approvals, you can't touch a dime. Your vision and policies has no backup, and the laudable effort of the minister will be truncated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to have them. The Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation is here, ably represented by Distinguished Senator Augustine Akubondu, and you will join me now to welcome him. Distinguished Senator, sir, please. He speaks on behalf of the National Assembly.
The Chairman House Committee on Aviation, heavily represented by my dear brother, Honorable Shina Oyedeji. The Honorable Minister of Aviation, in whom we are proud, very hardworking, Mr. Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Your Excellencies, other honorable ministers from BANJUL Accord Group, member states, distinguished delegates, heads of civil aviation authorities, leaders of international aviation organizations, esteemed colleagues and stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to convey the apologies of the Chairman, Senate Committee on Aviation, Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari, who would have loved to be here himself, but tied up with other legislative engagements. He has asked me to present his address, and I feel humbled to do so. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Abuja for the 18th plenary session and Council of Ministers meeting of the BANJUL Accord Group. On behalf of the Senate Committee on Aviation, and indeed the entire National Assembly of Nigeria, I reaffirm our commitment to the BANJUL Accord's vision of a safer, more integrated, and harmonized West African aviation community. As a founding member of the Accord, Nigeria recognizes the importance of regional cooperation in advancing aviation safety, security, and development. We acknowledge the critical role of BANJUL Accord Group in promoting capacity building, shared standards, and mutual technical assistance among member states. The theme of this meeting is timely and crucial. We must prioritize aviation safety, development, regional cooperation, and policy harmonization. From a legislative perspective, we will focus on the following. A, enhanced regulatory frameworks for safety and security. B, improved safety oversight and compliance with ICAO standards and best practices. C, strategic investments in aviation infrastructure and training. D, regional coordination and harmonization of policies. It is our firm belief that a strong, unified, and cooperative approach to aviation governance is essential for the growth and prosperity of our region. Nigeria is committed to working collaboratively with BANJUL Accord Group member states to achieve our shared goals. Nigeria is proud to be part of the BANJUL Accord Group. Our legislative commitment to aviation excellence remains unwavering. We remain open to learning from our sister countries and sharing our experiences to deepen mutual progress. In conclusion, I extend my best wishes for fruitful deliberations in this session. May the decisions and resolutions taken here serve as a blueprint for transforming aviation in West Africa into a globally competitive, safe, and sustainable system. Thank you, and God bless you.
Please clap for the National Assembly. Members of the National Assembly in our midst, dear delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, he came on board and a whole lot of persons couldn't and will never envisage the level of his takeoff, the level of his cruising, and the very evidential outcome of his policy drive and very robust breakthrough he's brought to the saddle as Aviation 001, a man of focus, a man with great courage, our amiable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, the one and only Olorogun Festus Keyamo, SAN, Commander of the Order of the Niger. Let's celebrate him, please. Dear delegates, Nigeria is lucky to have him in our sector, and we salute Mr. President for donating him to us as Aviation 001. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, join me welcome him for his keynote address and to declare this meeting open. Celebrate the minister, please. For the translation, English is channel 1, French is channel 2, Portuguese is channel 3. If you're using a headset, God bless you. Honorable Minister, sir.
Thank you very much. My big brother, Senator Augustine Akubondu, representing the Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation. My own dear brother, Honorable Shino Oyedeji, who is actually one of us and has been donated to the Parliament temporarily, representing the Chairman, House Committee on Aviation, Directors General of Civil Aviation of the BAC states, representatives of international organizations, heads of regional bodies here present, heads of aviation agencies, airlines of BAC states here present, especially our own AON here represented, industry stakeholders, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and deep sense of national responsibility that I stand here before you today amongst this eminent gathering of policymakers, aviation professionals, and industry stakeholders at this 18th plenary meeting of the BANJUL Accord Group, BAG states. I wish to express the gratitude and the warm greetings from our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the good people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to you for taking your time to attend this meeting. Today's gathering is a testament to our collective commitment to strengthening aviation safety, security, and economic development within our member states. The achievements of BAG over the years reflect our shared vision and unwavering dedication to fostering a safe, efficient, and sustainable aviation sector across our region. Notably, our achievements as BAG are the institutionalization of the COSCAP BAG, which is the Cooperative Development of Operational Safety and Continuing Airworthiness Program, BANJUL Accord Group, a project-based initiative into a permanent, fully functional regional safety oversight organization, ROSOO, for BAG member states. The BANJUL Accord Group's Aviation Safety Oversight Organization, otherwise known as BAGASO, domiciled here in Abuja, and the establishment of the BANJUL Accord Group Accident Investigation Agency, otherwise known as BAGAIA, in Praia, Cape Verde, to support the BAG member states in fulfilling their obligations under ICAO Annex 13. It is heartwarming to state that through these organizations, a lot have been achieved for the region, including strengthening aviation safety, efficiency, and oversight across the BAG region, ensuring compliance with international best practices, and reinforcing regional cooperation in harmonizing regulatory frameworks, enhancing capacity building, and improving operational standards. These efforts have significantly contributed to the growth and stability of air transportation in our sub-region, reinforcing our position in global aviation, and most importantly, showing the world what regional cooperation can accomplish even with limited resources. However, as we reflect on our successes, we must also look forward with determination. The time has come for us to institutionalize BAG, to transform it into a permanent and fully structured entity capable of sustaining and expanding its impact. Institutionalization will provide the group with the autonomy, resources, and governance framework necessary to achieve long-term objectives and deepen collaboration among member states. A structured BAG will serve as a beacon of excellence, guiding our aviation sector towards greater efficiency, innovation, and competitiveness. In this regard, I urge all stakeholders here present to actively support this renewed transformation in strengthening BAG and aligning with BAG's mission for enhanced operational safety, shared technical expertise, and create a more seamless and resilient air transport network within our sub-region. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to highlight the urgent need to implement the single air transport market, otherwise known as SATAM, for the benefit of our sub-region and the entire African continent. As we all know, SATAM represents a bold and visionary step towards achieving the African Union's Agenda 2063, and unlocking the immense potential of air connectivity across our continent. You will agree with me that despite our strong political will and numerous declarations, progress has been slow, and fragmentation remains a barrier to our regional integration. As most of you are aware, air connectivity is an asset which improves the global competitiveness of cities, states, and regions. Increased air connectivity brings concrete value by making trips shorter to optimal user satisfaction at minimum prices. It is believed that SATAM will enhance intra-African connections and make movement of passengers and cargo smooth with minimum transit points at competitive prices. Achieving these require our collective resolve not only to implement SATAM, but also to make conscious efforts to address the issues of non-fiscal barriers, including the high cost of travel within the region. I therefore call on all member states here to move beyond commitments and take coordinated, deliberate steps towards making SATAM a living reality. Our skies must no longer be defined by closed borders, but by open opportunities. In conclusion, I wish to reaffirm Nigeria's unwavering commitment to the BANJUL Accord Group and to the ideals of cooperation, safety, and integration. Let us leave this meeting with a shared determination to elevate BAG into a true model of African aviation solidarity. It is my pleasure and privilege, therefore, to declare the 18th BAG plenary session open. Thank you and God bless you all.
Celebrate the Minister of Aviation again, please. At this juncture, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite all our VIPs on the first row to join him for the group photograph. The VIP, the first row, the permanent secretary, the DGs. Let me invite distinguished Senator AON, all the DGs, please. International delegates, Bagaso, Bagaya, ECOWAS, ICAO. After that, we're going to have member states join the minister and the permanent secretary in Nigeria. Camera guys, are we good? Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Let me invite member states, please. Member states, please. Cabo Verde, Guinea, Gambia, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia. Member states, please. And very quickly, the host state, the CAA team, will quickly join the minister and the permanent secretary after now. Another 3 minutes. Organizing committee, the CAA, all of you, led by our amiable DG, to join the minister for the last shot, please. Very quickly, for the want of time. Organizing committee, directors of the CAA, Nigeria, quickly, please. Directors of assist agencies in Nigeria in aviation, please. Please, the organizing committee, you've got 2 more minutes to join them. If you have the T-shirt on, you need it upstairs. Honourable Minister, sir, thank you very much. Permanent Secretary, thank you very much. The DGs and armies, thank you so much. We're done with the group photograph. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the opening ceremony, and before the technical session, we want to have our tea break for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I'm told the tea is by the foyer here. We're expected to be back 20 minutes past 12. Please enjoy your tea. Once again, good morning for good afternoon.